Hello everyone, Scott with Heritage Farms. Hey, we're back at the corporate offices this week and we're doing a little project, and so let me show you what we're working on. Okay, so here we are. So if you guys remember in past videos, or maybe you don't, we used to have a wrought iron fence across here. We had red tip shrubs, and when you pulled in our driveway, you couldn't see the pool. It looked closed off. We were always having to trim the red tips. Kimber cat, she loves her backyard. But we came in here and we took down that fence. Once we put in the motorcade gate, if you will, and we came in here, we put landscape timbers up here so nobody would accidentally run a car into that. And then we had the flower bed. Well, let me tell you what. We noticed there was just so many instances going from the patio over here to the shop that people were cutting through the flower bed. And specifically, I mean people, the dogs, they were the #1 offender. And they would run a path through the middle of it. So we decided we would do something, a little hard landscaping. So we got some Flagstone delivered, and we thought we were ordering 1 and 1.5 inch Flagstone, but good God, they sent us like, I don't know, these rocks are huge. They're gonna be incredibly difficult to cut. The good news is they should hold up really well. But anyway, we're gonna come in here, we put landscape fabric in. I gotta pull the landscape fabric up, level it down a little bit more. We're gonna get some of that good sandy soil that we had from digging out the pond, and we'll come back and spread this out. We're gonna set the flagstone, and when we set the flagstone, we're gonna come back and pour concrete, actually just quick set or quick concrete in all the gaps, and just brush it in with a broom. And then we'll gradually water it in. It'll set up and it'll look like a nice natural walkway from here. So you got to step up. Should look pretty good. And then the Mexican feather grass, I got some gaps. I need to buy some more to put in here. But I love this stuff because it gives the landscape movement. And what I mean by that is as the breeze blows, it moves, it comes back every year. It's got a very nice appearance to it and just has that tropical feel next to the pool. So that's what we're working on, a Flagstone sidewalk. So here we are. Just wanted to give you a quick update on the Flagstone project, the sidewalk going up to our swimming pool. So when you pull into our house, you come through the gate over here. You got nice curb appeal in the backyard. As you pull up, you can see the swimming pool. We have railroad ties here that acts as a retaining wall, separates the flower bed. We had a sidewalk that you can kind of go around the edge. But needless to say, the dogs ran through the flower bed. They would track out all of the mulch. They just wore a path. They killed the shrubs that we had. They killed the plants. So if you can't beat them, join them. So we decided we'd put a sidewalk in here, and what we're actually doing is Flagstone. So I came in here, I put the landscape fabric down, leveled the soil the best I could, working with some nice dirt that we brought back from the farm. I got it fairly level. I got a few more pieces here I got to adjust, but the next step is I'm going to take actual sackcrete and I'm going to pour dry sackcrete into the cracks and crevices, and I'll work it in there with a broom back and forth. I still got a couple of pieces I need to cut. Once we get all of the sackcrete in, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to water it. And then as it gets a little bit wet, I'm going to come back and then pour gravel, a real fine gravel, on top of the sackcrete to actually give it the appearance that we used gravel to lock everything in place. So combination of sackcrete and gravel in the joints should give it a nice appearance, and we'll see what happens. But that's the plan. I'm kind of digging it. I think it looks pretty cool. Sorry for the shadows. That's what we're working on today, is Flagstone Sidewalk Project. Okay, at this point, we have pretty much everything level. We've come back, we cut us some small filler pieces. Now we're getting ready to pour the quick set or sackcrete on here. The game plan is we're going to fill in the gaps with that. When we get close to the top, we're going to come back and put gravel in all of the cracks on top of the sackcrete. We'll gently mist this dry multiple times over the next few days, and voila, it should set up pretty nice. Okay, here's kind of what the finished product is going to kind of look like. So what we did here is we put sackcrete down in the cracks around all of the flagstone. And we put sackcrete down to about a ½ an inch from the top of the stone. These are like 2-inch thick stones. There's Kimber Cat. She's wondering what's going on. So anyway, so we put the sackcrete down, put it on top of the landscape barrier that was under it. You know, we leveled all of the rocks. We had to cut some small pieces, fill in some gaps. And you can kind of get the idea of what it turned out like. So that's got dry concrete around the pavers. You can see we put a little barrier on each side. And we're gonna come back and we're gonna put mulch right up to the sides of it. We'll redo some of this Mexican feather grass because I love the movement from the grass when the wind blows. Just makes the pathway look enticing and inviting. But now, the next job is probably the most important job. This is where you reward yourself for all your back-breaking hard work. And you go and you get you a cold Miller Lite out of the refrigerator, and you get the garden hose and you put it on a mist or real light sprinkling setting. And now we're gonna wet all of this down. We're not gonna soak it. We're just gonna barely get it damp. May take a sponge and come back and wipe off some of the concrete off the limestone. Don't know, haven't got that far, but this is gonna be the rewarding stage coming up next. Okay, well here's the next day, the finished project as it stands, and I think it turned out really good. You can see how the pea gravel has worked its way into the cracks that we wanted. So the combination of the landscape fabric and the pea gravel and the concrete underneath this should really set up and be pretty awesome. So just to recap the steps we did, number one, we cleaned or demoed the area where the sidewalk was gonna go. We leveled it to the best of our ability using just some good dirt that was malleable and that you could work with and spread it out. We then came and put landscape fabric down. After the landscape fabric, we laid out the limestone pieces, and it's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. You gotta pick what fits and what works for you. Then we came back, made our cuts, and then of course we had to level some of the individual rocks because let's face it, the flagstone is not the same thickness all the way through. And so then you kind of have to level the corners and different things to make it work. You come back, we then poured concrete or sackcrete, high strength sackcrete, into all the cracks. We took a little brush, worked it down in there, left about ½ an inch of room on top for gravel. And then we came back and poured the pea gravel into the cracks. Same process, and then we've been soaking it real lightly with water. And what happens is the concrete or quickcrete underneath it starts to set up, holds the gravel in place, and basically locks everything down. So, I don't know, neat little project. We got some landscaping to finish on both sides. We'll put up some landscape lights, and at night this should look really attractive and very inviting to come into the pool area. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Have you done anything similar? Love to hear from you. And guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit the thumbs up, or excuse me, yeah, hit the thumbs up, but also hit the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it really helps our channel. And as always, guys, glory be to God.